What's good, Chaotic Nation? It's your boy, Chaos here, and today I am continuing ranking my favorite Pokemon of each type. This list comes from my experiences playing through the Pokemon franchise over the past several years. The order of this series is based on my least favorite type going to my favorite Pokemon type, and I will be covering all of the 18 types. A dual type Pokemon does have the possibility to be considered for both typings it has, because if a Pokemon is one of my favorites, it should be included on both lists, regardless of if it was included on a list before. With all that being said, sit back and relax as we dive into the Ghost type. Number 10, Decidueye. Starting off this list, we are going with the only Ghost type starter Pokemon. Rowlet was my first starter in Alola, and I really enjoyed using Rowlet throughout my playthrough. It was just a cute Pokemon, and I really enjoyed it. However, I wasn't the biggest fan of Rowlet's evolutions when I first saw them, but Decidueye has grown on me as the time has passed. Decidueye is a good design. It gives off vibes of Robin Hood, and it's really cool that it takes inspiration from one of my favorite creatures, which is the owl. I love owls and I love archery, so it really fits in well with the things that I enjoy. I also really like the unique idea of a ghost type starter. It's a cool typing that you wouldn't expect on a starter Pokemon, especially when Rowlet was a grass flying type. So I just like the idea that they took with Rowlet and the way they made Decidueye, which made me enjoy it. Number 9, Gengar. I had to include the OG ghost type on this list. Gengar and its evolutionary line have a lot of interesting theories, whether it's Haunter possessing a Pokeball which creates a Voltorb, or Gengar being Clefable's shadow. I really only have used Gengar when I started making content, but I had a great time using Haunter on the best team for Pokemon Yellow, as well as using Gengar on my Poison type mono team in Pokemon X and Y, which was a series I did right when I started the channel off cam. I like the power of Gengar. I like the menacing appearance of Gengar, and I really think it's suitable to be a glass cannon. It also has great coverage, which made it really fun to use on my Zoroark Pokemon Showdown live team. Number 8, Palossand. I honestly don't know why I like this Pokemon so much. I just think it has a cool design, and I guess sandcastles are cool. It's probably the shiny that does it for me though. Having a reference to the black sands of the Hawaii in a region based on Hawaii just really was a good design overall scheme and really works well. And it also looks epic. I guess Palossand does have some cool abilities as well, and a unique typing that makes it pretty interesting. And I enjoyed using it in battling. Number 7, Dhelmise. Another ghost type, I'm not super sure why I enjoy it. Dhelmise was always very frustrating to find since it has a weird spawn point in the game it came out in. I guess I like this Pokemon because it basically is a grass ghost Pokemon with a steel type stab thanks to its Steelworker ability. It also has some really cool trapping abilities with its moveset, which has made it fun for me to run on some of my teams in the past. Number 6, Rotom. If you've been around the channel, you know I love Rotom. Rotom is just a really interesting Pokemon. I never know whether to classify this or not as a legendary or a mythical or just another Pokemon because it's just a unique Pokemon. Rotom has a really cool concept and is probably the only Pokemon that has such a diverse differentiation between its forms. It has a wide range of using Rotom despite its limited move pool. There are so many different ways you can run a Rotom, and it just makes it really interesting. I like that a ghost type actually has the ability to possess machinery in order to have new abilities for battling, and even change its typing. Each one having a different concept, enabling different builds depending on each player's independent battle style. Rotom is just a unique Pokemon, really cheeky, and honestly, just a really cool looking Pokemon and a great design for a ghost type. Number 5, Drifloon. Who doesn't love balloons? This is such an interesting design to me. I know many people don't care about inanimate object Pokemon, but it just depends on what object and concept the Pokemon has for me to enjoy it or not. Balloons are fun, and Drifloon looks cute, so I guess that works out for it. I like this Pokemon because it's cute. But it also has a sinister Pokédex entry about carrying children away who hold it as a balloon. I love lore, especially in Pokemon, and I guess it's pretty interesting when an unsuspecting cute Pokemon like Drifloon has the potential to take children away from you. That's dark. Number 4. Duskull. Let's just say there's a reason Duskull is one of my channel's emotes. I always was fascinated by Duskull. I remember vividly the first battle with Truly and Folly in the Mayor's House in Phoenix City in Pokemon Coliseum, where you catch your first Shadow Pokemon, a Shadow Makuhita. Duskull has a unique design. It has a glowing orb inside of it which basically functions as its eye, which is kind of awesome and super ominous at the same time. The shiny is really well done, and it was my first shiny Pokemon in Pokemon Go. I caught it during the first Halloween event, back when the game came out. When I think of ghost Pokemon, Duskull is the first one that comes to my mind. It just is a perfect concept for a ghost Pokemon. It's creepy, yet it's just really ominous. It uses skulls and bones on its body. You can see in the face mask and the pattern on its back. It just really fits the ghost typing super well, and I've really loved it since it came out. Number 3. Mimikyu. If you've been around my channel, you know I'm not the biggest fan of the Pikachu clones. In fact, they are some of my least favorite Pokemon in the entire franchise, mostly because they're all electric types. Mimikyu is different, however, since it is a ghost and fairy type. And yes, I know Meryl is not an electric type, but that doesn't mean I still don't like it. It's just not a good Pokemon. Disguise is a really good ability, especially in Generation 7, where it wasn't nerfed. But I really didn't start liking this Pokemon until I started using it in Generation 8. When I made my soccer-themed gym, Mimikyu was inserted on the team as a red card user, which is a strategy I never really have thought of before. I mean, you get the red card in the first island on Alola, but I never thought of using it in an actual battle strategy. So once I made the concept of Mimikyu holding the red card in the gym, I started using Mimikyu in my competitive scene, and it became a valued member of my VGC teams that I tested before the DLC came out. I really liked using Mimikyu, and I also enjoyed its role in the anime as well, which if you haven't watched that section of it, you'll like Mimikyu. Number 2. Phantump. I love Phantump. It is easily one of the cutest Pokemon out there. This is another example of a really good concept for an inanimate object Pokemon. The lore behind Phantump is really rich and pretty interesting. The Pokemon takes its form from being possessed by a child who got lost and died in the woods. And so they latch onto a tree, and there's Phantump. I remember exploring through Kalos, just trying to find some different Pokemon, trying to complete my decks, and I found this thing. I instantly put it on my team, and while Trevenant wasn't a great member, I still enjoyed finding Phantump, and instantly it became one of my favorite designs for Pokemon in the entire franchise. Designs don't come much better than this. And finally, number 1. Sableye. Sableye is an odd pick for a favorite ghost type Pokemon. Most people would think of Dusknoir or even Gengar or some of the other entries I've put on this list. But I had a Sableye in my first playthrough of Pokemon Emerald, and I don't know why, but I enjoyed it so much. It was the first ghost type that I ever remember using in any playthrough whatsoever, and any time I've ever played Pokemon. Most of the time I just caught them and evolved them to complete the decks. But Kevin really held down the team in my Emerald game, and was my way to beat Brawly. I didn't really have a good check to fighting types, and you know, a ghost type that's not weak to fighting type moves is pretty good. Sableye was very interesting in the earlier generations, since it had no weaknesses up until the release of the fairy types in Generation 6. Sableye just fit niches as the generation moved on. It was used in many different scenarios, and I think that's part of the reason why I really like it. Prankster is one of the best abilities out there too, so it really helps out Sableye, especially being a more defensive Pokemon. And with its Mega Evolution, Sableye just found a new utility in Generation 6, being able to shut down Entry Hazard with Magic Bounce. Sableye just has some really unique qualities that make it viable in a variety of scenarios. And if I hadn't been for having Kevin on my team in Pokemon Emerald, I probably wouldn't like this Pokemon as much as I do now. Well, that's my top 10 favorite ghost types. Let me know what your favorite ghost type Pokemon is in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe for more Pokemon content. And check out the description below for more ways to stay connected to the channel, including following me on Twitter, Twitch, and Discord. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'm Chaos, signing off. Stay safe, and as always, burn it up.